Hi Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your April 2020 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. Now, before I dive right into this reading, I want to say that this reading is coming from a place of light, love, and positivity to raise us up instead of bringing us down. Because Lord knows there's enough in this world right now to keep our vibrational level down and scared and overwhelmed. All right, so let's dive into the reading. I'm going to be moving your Moonology cards and your Queen of the Moon cards over to the side. These will be layered on top of the tarot to really give Luna a voice of her own, the moon a voice of her own. And now let's see what the tarot has to say. And then I have the whole moonscape kind of laid out right here for us to talk about. Angel and spirit guide message for Libra. How will Libra be affected by the April 2020 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the April 2020 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the April 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. At the center of everything, Libra, you have you shining through as the Queen of Swords, which makes perfect sense as this is the Libra full moon. Then you are crowned by the Ten of Wands. There we go, I can speak. The Emperor, which is an Aries energy, a time frame of March 21st to April 19th. We have the King of Swords. Oh, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. The Page of Wands, the Four of Cups, the Lover's card, a Gemini energy, a time frame of May 21st to May 21st to June 20th. There we go. The Ten of Swords, you are crowned with the completion of a cycle. The Page of Swords, aren't you shining through so strongly right here in this triangle? And then the Six of Swords. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Now, what I love about this reading is that you have the King and the Queen of Swords right here. You have you at your heart, and you have you over to your side, and you are represented by the swords in the minor arcana. You are represented by the Justice card in the major arcana. But whenever I have the King and the Queen of the same suit in the same reading from the same deck, this is a soulmate connection. This is a true love connection. This is a coming together of the masculine and feminine aspects of yourself. This is calling in your power and your truth. This is a powerful, powerful moon for you. And it is exquisite. Now, there's also strong Gemini energy here. So you can have a Gemini in your life who's having a very strong influence on you for either the positive or for the negative. But because there is all swords right here, it is very much an impact on the mind and an impact on the way that you move forward. But also the coming together of the masculine and feminine aspects of yourself are moving you forward in a way that you hadn't anticipated, but in a way that has you protected by your angels and by your spirit guides. So that is absolutely lovely. So we're going to start here with the full moon. The full moon represents power and a surrender to the divine. Now, during this full moon, as I said, it's the full moon in Libra, so it's your moon, and you are definitely owning it. Now, the full moon in Libra aligns with the goddess Venus, and this calls on the art of relationships, of balance, of beauty, and of like this harmony coming into our lives. Now, why is this important? Because here you have a harmony and a balance coming into your life with the Lovers. And the correlation of this to April is that April is ruled by Mars. Now, Venus and Mars are lovers in mythology, just as Aphrodite and Ares in Greek mythology, Venus and Mars in Roman mythology, who the Romans just kind of stole the Greek pantheon, renamed them, kind of changed a few little things, and moved forward. So here you have that love, that passion, that sense of somebody fully understanding you, even if it is simply your angels, even if you sit there and have this connection with your inner self, there is a powerful truth that surrounds you. And this is your time to shine forward, to embrace that power and surrender to the divine guidance of Aries of Mars and of Venus, of Aphrodite, of love and of courage, of battle. So why these two go together so well is because our passion, our love, makes it so that we defend what is ours, what we stand for, what we love within our lives. So you're really going to see yourself taking a firm stance. It's not causing war with anybody, but it's saying, this is what I need to do. This is how I need to move forward. And I am balancing these scales with the passion of action and the passion of love and the heart's truth. And as you do so, you embrace a trust within yourself, because this is the egg moon, and I love this depiction right here of her in that egg and the nest on top with the duck. But this is also the pink moon, which makes me smile because that is my favorite color. And so you have trust here as you are being incubated, as you are moving forward, and then you have attraction because this is a supermoon. We're coming out of a supermoon phase. We'll be going into another supermoon in May, and I believe we had a supermoon even before that. So I believe this is 4 supermoons in a row. And right here, you are attracting what your soul needs. Now, why is this important? Because you are moving into a win-win situation with the full moon in Libra, definitely scales being balanced, things moving forward, but also with the supermoon, you are having emotions run high. Now, emotions are running high anyway. Everybody's, quarantined, everybody's stressed out, things are becoming a bit much. And so there is this sense of emotions running high, doubts and fears. But also, this is amplified by the fact that winter is turning into spring in the northern hemisphere and that summer is turning into fall in the southern hemisphere. Now, of course, where you are depends how far along you are in this journey of, the coming of the seasons. But this brings a sense of unrest. So what you're going to be feeling is frustration because you should be doing more. And that's what you're going to think. I should be doing more. I should be getting more done. I should be focusing on more things. So no matter how much you do, you're always going to feel as if you're not doing enough until you address this and you say, this is ridiculous, because it's leading to exhaustion. It's leading to being overwhelmed. It's leading to a stressful situation becoming more stressful. And so this is where the energy of Venus needs to come in and say, I'm balancing the scales with Libra, okay? But I'm focusing on what I love. And will this be important to me 5 years down the road? Will I be changed by having this argument or focusing on this task? If it takes me longer, will I even remember it? Right? So it's embracing a level of kindness, especially for yourself, because there's going to be such a pull here, Libra, and you're such a people pleaser. And I mean that in the best possible way. The sense of, I want everybody's relationship to be good. I want everybody to be calm and balanced, but I'll sacrifice me. And what this is saying is that, no, the first relationship that has to be balanced is the relationship you have within yourself. Now, if you're like me, right now, emotions are running high. I can feel that shift, the exhaustion setting in. So it's being very cognizant of what needs to be done, how I need to move forward. And the same for you, Libra. How do you need to move forward? What needs to be done? How are you embracing and expressing yourself? Because there's going to be a form of expression here that's very important. It has to do with words. It can be writing, it can be art, but it's going to be some sort of storytelling. However you express yourself in the storytelling can be with numbers. It really doesn't matter. But how you express yourself is going to be that balancing of spirit. But you need to do something that's completely yours. You might be building it up to be released to more people. But what you're doing now is you're creating something that is yours, that brings you into harmony, balance, and security within yourself. By the 22nd of April, you will be moving into the new moon. We will be moving into the new moon. And the new moon is in Taurus, and this says prosperity lies ahead. Prosperity does lie ahead. It becomes a part of you. You start working towards practical matters. So the matters of the mind become also embracings of practicality. Self-pampering. I know it might sound silly, but with the Libra as the full moon, with Taurus as your new moon, pampering is going to be very important. Taking time for yourself, making sure that when you look into the mirror, you aren't haggard, okay? Like taking a shower and, just doing the little things that sometimes you can forget to do when the world is crazy and you're like, I'll do that later. No, do it now. Do it now for you. And so that it sets the stage for the rest of the day, because you will be able to push yourself forward in a way that's really beautiful. You'll be able to see that you get more done once you take that step. And it's not just simply taking a shower, but, especially when you're in the house and you're stuck in the house all the time, you might sit there and think like, oh, I'll just wait and I'll just take care of me last, and I'll just take care of me last. And that's going to be a recurring theme during this time. You're going to think, oh, I'll just take care of me later when I get around to it. No, make sure you carve out time for you, because Taurus, earth sign energy, is very sensual. It is very, about the luxury, about the pampering. And so are you, Libra. You like the beautiful side of things. Beauty is going to be astoundingly important to you. And as you embrace this beauty, as you embrace this sense of pampering into your life, the chaos dies away. It does. It's like it becomes, doesn't go away. You can't change the state of the world and everything like that. But it seems like you have more hours in a day. It seems like you have greater time, because there's this centering as you move forward, and it leads you to the new moon, to a new start coming, to a new beginning. And as you are moving forward in this new beginning, you are embracing the full moon in Scorpio. And the full moon in Scorpio will be in May. And what I love about this, Libra, is that this whole section here is kind of about cleaning house, getting rid of the chaos, moving forward in prosperity, looking at things anew, balancing the scales. Emotional relationships that are out of balance come to the forefront, and you start to see ways of harmonizing and building and moving you forward. And this then leads you to the full moon in May, which is the Scorpio full moon, and this says it is time to release negativity. And as you release negativity, you blossom. You blossom, and the music of your soul, the passion of yourself, shines forward, and it guides you. It guides you to something greater, because the full moon of May is called the flower moon, and you are flowering forward. You are blooming into your potential. I just see the scene from Mulan, where the father says to her, each blossom blooms in their own time. And you are seeing that May is a time for you to blossom in one particular area. You might not blossom fully, though some of you may just very much step into your own power, step into your own truth. But the small blossoming, the small moving forward has you lead to this fantastic garden, this fantastic, kind of depiction of self through flowers that is absolutely beautiful. The kind of like the scents mingling, the colors mingling, the path leading you through. It's going to be like a tapestry, but a living tapestry of you. And then we have at your heart right here, oh goodness, I almost forgot, your totem animals. Your totem animals are the hawk spirit and the wolf spirit. The hawk spirit is the totem animal for April, and it represents spiritual awakening, which during this time is going to be huge for everybody who is on that journey. Some people, you might sit there and be like, wow, why are you on that path? Because they're taking a different road. But for you, Libra, you are taking a road into spiritual truth. Spiritual awakening is coming forward. Power of observation is key, because you are so connected with spirit. You'll be getting visions. Listen to your dreams. Listen to the images that come your way. You have heightened intuition. And it says here, let spirit be your guide. And as spirit is being your guide, knowledge turns into wisdom. That's what the wolf spirit is saying. And this is also sharpened intellect and a strong instinct, a strong sense of following your instincts, and also being part of a pack, being part of something bigger. You are going to feel very called to be part of something bigger. And these two totem animals absolutely play in to the Mars energy of April. So both of these are predator animals. Humans are the best sight hunters, of course, unless you have glasses, of course, other than birds of prey. So it's kind of like being on equal footing. There's something here where you're going to be even more keen-sighted, and that's why the hawk spirit can be so very intense and very empowering when it comes to vision. And then the wolf spirit, where you feel part of something bigger, where you're trusting your instincts, when you are sorting things out and using an intelligence that is breathtaking, right? Because you have your mind right here being absolutely on point. And then it leads us to the Venus energy that rules May, all right? And it leads us, I believe Venus rules May, yeah. And it leads us to the beaver spirit and then the elk spirit. But of course, I did not have the elk in my cards. I have the antelope. So I thought, okay, the antelope can represent the elk just for a visual aid. And so the beaver spirit says ingenuity and persistence because you are laying a solid foundation for your future. And then it leads to the antelope spirit right here, which says life is speeding up. Now, life is speeding up as you move forward because as you are embracing the elk spirit shows strength and stamina, and it brings endurance and patience to relationships, to what you want from life. And it is one of the strongest totem animals to have. So there's going to be this huge sense of what you discover in what you discover in April lays the foundation for what will be built in May. And as it is, you are the queen. You are the queen of swords. You are cutting through doubts and fears. Personally, you are going to feel much more comfortable behind the scenes, taking things in, learning, understanding, using your mind to move you forward, but also not letting other people's nonsense hold you back. And you might be finding, Libra, that you have much more of a voice than you did before. It's kind of like, this is something that I need, this is something that I don't, this is the way I want to move forward, this isn't the way that I want to move forward. And you might very well find yourself stating this a lot more often and being very secure and very powerful within yourself. And as you cut through the doubts and the fears, as you move forward, you see yourself embracing a transformation. And with that transformation comes the beautiful jewel that the butterfly is within the sky, but it also comes with the underbelly of the butterfly, which is that the butterfly is attracted to carrion. The butterfly eats dead things. So here there is that beauty that's coming forward, but that beauty will be balanced with the power of the unsavory. So you're seeing both the light and the dark. You're seeing the two sides of the coin, and you are moving forward in that truth. You can be a little sharp-tongued during the site, actually, to be really honest with you, Libra, because you have the king and the queen here, you can be very sharp-tongued. So just be a little bit mindful. I myself am an air sign energy, and I know that we can be astoundingly cutting when things are just too much. And sometimes, you know what, things are just too much. So here you will let people know, but also the words that are used are going to be very important during this time. So make sure you're being wise with your words and the way that you are moving forward, because as you are a queen, you are also a page, you are a student. And what I love about this is that as he's looking here, kind of like down at that butterfly, which is right up here, right, he is missing the fact that a cow is like flying through the air. And in the Spirit Guide Animal cards, the cow says, miracles are coming. And so for you, as you're looking at one thing, miracles are coming from a different direction, from a different way than you expected. But as you are a student of your mind, of your passion, of your truth, of your power, of your resilience, and of your glory, you are going to see that the miracles come in ways that you're not going to see right away, but that are highly impactful and highly beautiful for you. And it leads you crowned with the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Wands is a gathering of your passion. The 10 of Wands is looking at what you desire. It's also carrying burdens. So as this Libra full moon is all about the balancing of relationships, it brings up the relationships that are emotionally off balance and that need the scales to be tipped towards harmony. And this is where the goddess energy really does come in, of Venus, of love. This is where, and if you don't like the term goddess energy, you can simply say this is where the energy of love comes forward. And so as you are looking at what you desire, as you are carrying this weight on you, you have to not carry the weight of everybody else, because it'll be too easy for you, Libra. You'll sit there and say, oh no, I'll handle this. Oh no, I'll do this. And then one day you'll just snap and be like, I can't take one more thing, and nobody says thank you, and what the heck is going on here? So with the 10 of Wands, this is saying carry the weight that is yours, because each person has their own journey, and we think that by easing the load for another person, we will let them be able to fly. Now, sometimes, yes, that is true, but this is also a way that resentment is built. I remember being taught one time that think of a person at the bottom of a pit, right? And you look down and you go, oh my gosh, you're at a pit. Like, let me give you my hand and help you out. Give me your hand, I'll help you out. And so you put down your hand. Now, some people, it's a 50-50 chance. Some people you can pull up, and other people, instead of taking your hand and being pulled up, will pull you down into the pit and say, now you're here with me. And so it's being very careful during this time how you go about things. And it's really saying, okay, if this is the lesson that you need to learn, if this is the way that you need to move forward, either you can come to me and ask me for help, but I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, I can solve this problem for you, because this might be part of your life journey. And if I solve it now for you, it will come back later. And with the Ten of Swords, you know this because you have gone through, for most of you Libras, you've gone through a 10-year cycle of being stabbed in the back, of having hurts and pains and disappointments that have shaped you, molded you, and moved you forward. So here, with the Ten of Swords, you have a wealth of knowledge in your back. Now, this is also overkill. I mean, this person was long gone, probably by 3 swords, had no chance, but there are 10. You know, in 3 swords, it's being generous, but there are 10. So there's a sense of overkill on a situation. You can be overthinking something when it comes to career, something when it comes to your passion, to your creativity, and you're thinking, how am I going to do this? How am I going to move forward? I mean, schools are closed, work is closing down. You know, everything is happening. People are getting furloughed, and it's stressful. And as I said, I want to lift everybody up, not bring you down. So saying this is just acknowledging the fact that life is stressful right now in a way that is hard to even wrap your head around. And here, as you're looking at your passion, as you're looking at your desire, there are things that you have been through in your life. Definitely not this, but things that you have, not to completely prepare you for this, but things that you have been through in your life where you sit there and you're like, oh, well, I've learned this, and I've learned that, and I've had to go through this, and I've had to go through that. And now I am a stronger, more resilient person. And that strength and that resilience is something you're calling on during this time. This strength and resilience of mind, this, coming together of passion. And it is changing a cycle for you, and it is starting a cycle, and it is having you look at things in such a new and profound way that it leads you to the Page of Wands. Now, this is a fire sign energy, an Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius. Right? But this is being a student of your passion, and you have magic here with you, because remember, in Celtic mythology, rabbits represent magic. And so here, with the rabbits at your feet, and 3 of them, so divinely being guided forward by this magic, you are being told to turn within. Look at your passion. Look at the thing you said, oh, if I only had time, I would. And then start seeing how you want to mold and cultivate and live your life, how you want to move forward. Taking care of responsibilities, that's an absolute must. I absolutely believe in responsibilities and not dropping the ball. But also, there is a sense here of opening yourself up to new opportunities, because as you open yourself up to be a student of the mind and a student of your passion and creativity, you find that the magic flows through you, and miracles happen when you least expect it, that turn you into a king, that turn you into the ruler of your landscape. You are already the ruler right here, but this is even more so. This is like, people will see me taking control, taking charge, and moving forward. As you do so, I really see this as you're that baby right there, all right? And you're being protected by your angels as you move forward. And as you're moving forward, the angels are blessing you, protecting you, and guiding you towards something more. And as they are doing so, and here you have a repeat of the number 6. So the energy of Venus is very, very powerful here, because 6 is the caring, nurturing, loving number. And it leads you here, as you are a student of your passion, as you are moving forward, as you embrace miracles, it leads you to the King of Swords. The King of Swords is being the actor upon the stage. It is being seen. It is pushing forward. It is cutting through doubts and fears, knowing where you stand. And as you see right here, the King and the Queen of Swords are looking at each other. It's like, I am ready for this battle. I am ready to move forward, and I am ready to conquer, because I haven't gotten this far just to have everything fall apart. And that's really how you feel right now, Libra. And as you embrace this, you have the 4 of Cups. You have the blessings that are before you. You need to step back, you need to rest, because your angels are giving you a new blessing. Your spirit guides, divinity, is giving you a new blessing that redefines the situation that you're in, that redefines the energy that is around you, and it moves you to this kingly state of power, understanding, and dedication. And again, you have this butterfly here, which really for me is showing that this is a time of rebirth, of, of stepping into your power and embracing your beauty. As you do so, you become a student of your mind and you move forward with your knowledge that you have acquired. And then you are embracing the lovers. Now, the lovers right here, if you look at it with the way the angel kind of has out her hands, you can think of this man as one side of the scale and this woman as the other. So the masculine and feminine aspects of yourself are balancing you. You're moving forward. There's also a sense of the angels seeing you, hearing you, and embracing the duality of your spirit, and you yourself embracing the duality of yours. There's going to be this surge of energy around you that you're going to feel like you need to expel all at once because of this greyhound right down here. And the thing with greyhounds, especially like if you've ever known somebody who has a greyhound puppy or you've had one, greyhounds have astounding energy. Like all at once they'll just be crazy energy, and then they'll go to sleep for the rest of the day pretty much. And so I knew a person who had a greyhound, and he had to clear out all the furniture in one room just so that dog, when she got the urge, could run and run and run and run and run, because she broke her leg one time just instantaneously because their bones are so fragile. So the energy that comes around you can also be very fragile energy. So be mindful of the way you use it and be mindful of the way it builds up within you. Meditation to balance this energy and to call upon your power is going to be highly beneficial for you during this time, because you don't want it to be like this surge of like, I have to do things, I have to move forward, I have to do all this stuff, and then the breaking of the bone where it's like, oh, well, now I'm exhausted, now I just wore myself out, now I need to rest and take care of myself and heal because I overextended and I wound up hurting myself. So there's going to be that balance that is needed, because it leads you, as you embrace the lovers, which again, Gemini energy, May 21st to June 20th, it leads you to the Emperor. So you have Venus represented here with the lovers. Also, I see her as also being represented by the Empress, but you have that energy of Venus, of love, right here with the lovers card. And then with the Emperor, you have that energy of Mars coming forward. And as of Aries, because this is an Aries time frame, and this is March 21st to April 19th. This is claiming your throne. This is knowing where you stand. But this is also saying, yes, I will make mistakes. Yes, I will fall down. Yes, things will be difficult, but I will not be stopped. I claim my throne. I know where I stand, and I may not be perfect, but I am not giving up. And that is going to be a huge part of you during this time, because you are looking at everything that you have learned, and you are saying, there's still more to understand. There's still more out there for me. But I have learned so much, and I am moving forward in this knowledge, and I have completed a cycle. It can be learning things 10 times. It can be, kind of like the same lesson coming at us. And we've all been there where you have this lesson and you're like, wow, I think I've done this before. And it's because you have, but you didn't learn it. And it can be frustrating because usually those are the things that we hate, but it is necessary. So you can't have something like that kind of, you feel like it hit you in the face 10 times. But I also see this as a decade of looking at things, a decade of discovering, a decade of pains and hurts and disappointments that have gotten us ready for the next decade to come, for the beauty to move us forward, for making us wiser, for turning that knowledge into wisdom as we embrace our visions that Spirit is guiding us with. Now let's see what the moon has to say. How will Libra be affected by the April 2020 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the April 2020 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the April 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. How will Libra be affected by the April 2020 full moon? How will Libra be affected by the April 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. So what's very interesting here is that you two have the void of course. Now this has come up in a lot of the readings for the moon that I have done before, and the void of course says nothing will come of this. And what the void of course is that it is kind of like this time frame where what you think will happen will kind of be the exact opposite. So what you think you're setting up is going to be the opposite of what is gotten. And so I just see here that there's like something that, it's kind of like you have a preconceived notion. And I want you, not I want you, but Spirit wants you to be ready, because there's kind of like a trickster walking around everything. There's kind of like this sense of things taking a turn that, and it's not in a bad way at all. It's kind of like in a way that you hadn't anticipated, and it can very much be within yourself. It's like, oh, you expect this from this time, or you're frustrated this way, and then you start to see things and they're coming together and nothing is really written in stone, and you start to create and move forward, and then what you thought would happen, where you thought you were heading, you start like in a completely different direction. It's kind of like the cow jumping like way high in the sky behind you. It's like you didn't expect it, you didn't see it, but it brings miracles, and it brings miracles in a way that you just did not anticipate or could not see at the time. And it leads you, there is a sense of you being protected, of you being guided forward as you embrace your queenliness, as you move forward, cutting through doubts and fears and knowing where it is that you stand. You are protected by this moon, and that is reiterated with the egg moon, with this shell being around you, with divinity protecting you, with the mother being around you and guiding you and kind of laying on top of you and saying you're safe, and you being in the cloak of the woman right here, you are safe. And as you are moving forward in that protection, it leads you to the cardinal moon, which says, be bold and make the first move. So as you are learning, as you are taking in your knowledge, as you are cutting through doubts and fears, you are being bold within your mind, and you are taking the first step. You are making the first move towards greatness. And as you do so, you are opening up a new path to you that has you laying down the burdens that you've been carrying, and has you moving towards something really quite spectacular. And as you do, it walks you through to a place that you hadn't anticipated, that like seemed out of reach. And it can very well, because I just see one portal to another portal, one archway to another, where it's just kind of like, it can be around the 22nd of April where things start to be moving forward in a way that is surprising, but you're very pleased with. And then it moves you to the fixed moon, which says, hold your vision. With everything that you have learned, with every way that you have moved forward, hold your vision, because there is a greater truth, a greater power, and a severe sense of knowledge around you. So don't give up on yourself. You're going to have moments where you think, oh, wow, I'm just foolish. I could never think of it this way. I could never be this way. And as you stay true to yourself, as you take in all the knowledge that you have learned, as you know that this is the darkness before the dawn, you stay true to your vision, and you do move forward, and you have this surge of action around you. It's like, okay, now's the time to act towards your passion and to embrace that inner magic that is completely unique to you, Libra, where it's kind of like you have a way of seeing things that is completely different than everybody else, and that really does have this like thumbprint of you on it. It's kind of like, this is me. And so as you are embracing this, you are called to action, to act on the energy that surges inside of you and the path that you were born to live. And this leads you to the blue moon, which says, believe in the impossible as you move forward, as you take all your knowledge, all your understanding, and you move towards greatness. The impossible becomes possible, and you are going to be living proof of it, and you are living proof of it. This leads you then to creation, which has you getting gifts from the divine. So as you create, you have here this phase. So you have visions of creation. Really trust your intuition, trust your gut as you are moving forward, as you're creating, sculpting, and bringing forth what you want into life, because you're going to see here that what's set before you, you're going to be like, okay, well, this is nice, but he doesn't really seem very pleased with it all, right? So you step back and you let peace come in. You connect with the earth. You connect with the animals around you. And instead of anger and fear, and I have to protect myself, you embrace the beauty of what the angels are giving us. And there's this peace, there's this happiness, there's this harmony, there's this surge of creative energy, which leads you to kind of nothing comes of it. Nothing that you have expected comes of the situation, and all of a sudden you embrace that kingliness. You know your path, you know your truth, you're being seen by others, and it leads you to being bold and making the first move and embracing the passion of your life. And it leads you to believing in the impossible and being the impossible, of being kind of the exception to things. And here, there's fear. And that makes perfect sense. During these times, there's fear. There's being overwhelmed. I mean, my goodness, Lord knows I have fear when it's just a regular day and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, can I get this done? Can I get that done? What's going to happen? But here, the fear can be paralyzing and it can be overwhelming. And so it is knowing that you are protected in the shell of the egg by the mother, by this loving energy. And you are also being able to move forward in love and in harmony, to have your love be the balancing of the scales, to have the masculine and feminine energy of you moving you towards greatness and towards what you truly desire and where you truly desire being within your life. And it can be that during this time, you're realizing a bunch of things and you're like, wow, am I going to move forward this way? Or am I going to change things and move forward this way? What is it that I want and where is it that I'm heading? And it leads you to the new moon in Virgo. It says a time to give rather than to take. So as you claim your throne, as you move forward in your power, it is a time to give of greatness rather than taking. And you'll see yourself being able to be strong and firm and move forward in force of character, but also in confidence of self, to give of the energy of security, stability, and sanctuary instead of taking that away from the world. It's kind of like instead of sending out the vibrational energy of fear, you send out the vibrational energy of confidence. And that moves you to the fixed moon, which it moves you to holding your vision and being bold and making the first move towards your greatness, towards your power, because you are protected. Your subconscious message for this time is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is seeing the in-between of things. It's not having things be black or white. So much of the world, they want everything to be white page or black print. Everything has to be paper or ink, and that's it. But Libra, as you balance things, you see with the heart. So you don't see black or white. You see a myriad color, infinite colors of emotional understanding. It's kind of like you see auras. I wouldn't even say that you see the grays of the things, because that's Scorpio. Scorpio sees the grays, and most signs can see the grays of things, the shadows, the things that give it texture and that make the image come off the page, right? But you see the aura of the person who sketched the picture. You see the energy behind it, and that's what you're really going to be embracing during this time. Now, because things are overwhelming, this might be too much, and you might want to kind of step back and say, okay, I can't take this. I can't take all the emotional information that's coming at me. And that's perfectly fine. If you tell your spirit guides, your angels, I need to step back. You tell divinity, I need to step back. I don't want my eyes open so wide. That's perfectly fine. Know that that's part of your right as a person. But for others, there's going to be the veil lifted back, and there's going to be seeing of a deeper truth, and there's going to be a power and a passion and a beauty that guides you. And as you do so, and there's a power and a passion and beauty that guides each and every one of you, Libra. And as you step into it, you claim it. And as you claim it, you become it. Because here, I really do see this as Pope Joan. I don't know if she was a real pope or the myth of the pope and a mythical pope or what. But, she was the only woman to become pope in, I think it was medieval times. So here, there is this sense of greatness being disguised and you unveiling that greatness and moving forward in its truth. Also, messages will be coming your way, as you know, from the Hulk spirit, but they will be coming in a bit of riddles. So in a sense of like things you have to discover, it's kind of like dreams coming to you and the dream not being really clear, but it's going to be the emotion of the dream that helps you unravel the message, things like that. And this leads you to your subconscious, your subconscious Queen of the Moon card, which is peace. You are embracing peace and you are moving forward in peace. I was actually so surprised that this didn't come out in your cards because I was like, no, peace is such a pivotal part of you during this time, Libra. So as you are moving forward to embrace and encompass your peace, to really move you forward in a sense of harmony with self, a sense of balance of self. And that is really what you're taking away from this moon, is a sense of falling into balance with you. And then it leads you to the new moon in Aquarius. Bring love into the situation. Bring love into every situation, because it is going to be so powerful, so beautiful, and so life-changing for you to sit there and say, I am bringing my heart into this. And does it raise my heart? Will it matter, down the road? Am I embracing my emotional self? And really being honest with yourself when you answer. All right, Libra, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. I'm hoping that each and every one of you are safe, and I am sending loving, healing energy your way. I love you all, and I hope you guys have a blessed moon. Bye.